Champ. Term book. Class 5th. Second term.
Mathematics. Chapter -8. Volumes of cuboids and cubes. Cuboids and cubes. A cuboid is like a box. To find out how much space is inside, you multiply three numbers together. Length, how long it is. Width, how wide it is. Height, how tall it is. A cube is a special kind of box where all sides are exactly the same length. Because every side is the same, you just multiply the side length by itself, and then by itself again. The standard unit. Because we are measuring three-dimensional space, we use cubic units. The most common unit is the cubic meter. Imagine a box that is 1 meter long, 1 meter wide, and 1 meter tall. Everything that fits inside that box is 1 cubic meter. For smaller things, we use cubic centimeters. This is a tiny box that is 1 centimeter on every side. In short, volume is just a way of counting how many little cubes of a certain size can fit inside a shape. To find volume by counting, imagine that a shape is built out of small, identical building blocks, like children's toy blocks. Each block represents 1 unit of volume. Finding the volume of a cuboid by counting, think of a cuboid as a stack of these blocks. To find the total volume, follow these simple steps. Count the bottom layer. Find out how many blocks are in the bottom floor of the shape. You can do this by counting how many blocks are along the length and multiplying that by how many are along the width. Count the layers. See how many layers, or floors, are stacked on top of each other to reach the total height. Multiply. Take the number of blocks in the bottom layer and multiply it by the number of layers. Finding the volume of a cube is a special shape where the length, width, and height are all the same number. To find its volume using counting, look at one side. Count how many blocks make up one edge of the cube. Fill the base. Since it is a square base, multiply that number by itself to see how many blocks are in the very bottom layer. Fill the height. Because it is a cube, the number of layers is the same as the number of blocks on an edge. Multiply the number of blocks in your bottom layer by the number of layers. Essentially, you are counting how many total unit cubes are needed to build the entire solid shape without leaving any empty spaces inside.